Eric Reid filed a collusion grievance against the league. How important is the timing for Reid filing this? Clearly, he was looking for a job, and this only came after the other options were exhausted.
Yeah, that's right, Robin. And for this type of situation under Article 17 of the collective bargaining agreement, it must have occurred given the timeline from the beginning of February until now. So he thinks that during that window, this free agency window, he has somehow been victimized by collusion. We don't know the specifics of the allegation, but we do know that collusion requires two or more teams or the NFL and at least one team conspiring to deny him the right to sign with the team. So it doesn't take a league-wide conspiracy. It can actually be really small in that it could be just two teams talking to each other and saying, let's not sign this guy because of his participation or lack of participation in the national anthem and in his protest efforts. We don't know yet what kind of evidence exists, but that's the time window we're talking about.
Of course, Michael, we know that Eric Reid was the first player to kneel alongside Colin Kaepernick. Does Reid's suit help Kaepernick's and vice versa?
But potentially, it depends on whether or not these collusion grievances bring up evidence that the other could rely on. We know that Reid was part of a meeting last October held at the NFL's headquarters involving a group of owners, league officials, and players, where the players were almost surprised, it sounds like, with owners talking about their worry about President Trump somehow potentially punishing the league over a failure to respond with great force against Colin Kaepernick. That could arguably be a launching point to argue that owners are worried that there are going to be consequences for not being tough enough on Kaepernick and by extension, Reid and other players who are protesting. So yeah, it's conceivable that each's case, particularly given that they played on the 49ers, could bring up commonalities, but we don't know if that's the case yet.